Hello you lovely lot, welcome to a new video. It has been a little bit quiet on the channel lately because I've been busy with MCM prep because it is London MCM in a few days as I record this, and so I've been preparing for that. And I've also had a lot of commissions, so you know, it sometimes just goes quiet on the channel. That's the way it is. I apologise if my voice is a little bit croaky. I had a bit of a cold recently, and then I've been playing D&D a lot this week, as well as my retail job, so I've been doing a lot of talking, so I do sound a little bit funny, but I promise I'm fine. So, speaking of D&D, first off, I will be continuing my series where I talk about my D&D characters, like my last video with Vespertine, which was recorded 2 months ago. So I did ask on Twitter which of my characters people would like to see next in that series, and it's going to be Renna, my half-drow cleric, which was a bit of a surprise. So yeah, it's going to be her, then it's going to be Ez, my half-orc sorcerer, who is new, and then my Amali rogue Kit, and then my halfling fighter Reed. So that's the order so far, and then I'm going to be going through my one-shot slash backup characters. So there will be plenty more D&D content upcoming. For those who aren't interested, I will also be doing series about my original projects, starting with a group picture of my characters from my project Wired, which I'm very, very excited about to introduce them to you all. So yeah, anyway, this illustration, again, speaking of D&D, this is a fan art of Caduceus Clay from Critical Role. So the last time I drew anything Critical Role related was actually this time last year, I think. I drew an illustration of the Mighty Nine, which again I will link on the side and you can have a look at that if you're interested. And I was fortunate enough to be able to give that illustration to Matt Mercer in person, and he was really sweet about it and he liked it a lot. And yeah, so I've been meaning to do a lot more Critical Role fan art since then and just haven't really got round to it. I've also got into the Adventure Zone. I'm very early on. I can't remember what episode number I'm on. I'm around where the Voidfish first appears. So yeah, I'm very, very early on, so please don't give me any spoilers. And speaking of Critical Role, I am only on episode 50, because I'm trying to keep up. I'm listening to the podcasts on my breaks at work, but there's only so much I can do, so please don't spoil me for any of this. But yeah, this is Caduceus Clay. I'm not gonna give you any spoilers if you're behind, so I won't say anything about the current events of the series where I am, but Caduceus is a character who appears in Campaign 2 of Critical Role, which is a series where a group of voice actors play D&D. He is a Furbolg Grave Domain cleric, and just, I really love his design. I know it's kind of not very traditional for Furbolgs, and I like the pink mohawk, and I love his very calm demeanour and how he's very chilled, and that kind of combination of low intelligence and high wisdom is really interesting to see, that he's kind of naive about some aspects of the world, and then sometimes he comes out with some really deep and profound wisdom, and I just really love the way that he's played. And actually, I have a new character, which I haven't played yet. He'll be played very soon, and his name is Saran Casimir, and he's half Tiefling and half Atlassi, which is a custom race created by a friend of mine and a fellow player, Niels, who is also in the campaign, and also Moonlaw, who is the DM for that campaign. So he's going to be a monk, and I'm kind of taking a little bit of inspiration from Caduceus in the way I play him, in that he has been in isolation for a long time and now he's just re-emerging into the world and doesn't really understand or remember how everything works. So I'm kind of observing Caduceus in a way and seeing how to pull slight aspects of his personality into the way I portray my character, because roleplay is something that I'm still learning, and it's a lot of fun. I love it so much, and so I've learned a lot from watching and listening to D&D shows, and I just wish I could watch all of them, and I just don't have the time. So I will get there eventually. Just at the moment, I'm just chugging along, and I'm quite a way behind on absolutely everything. So yeah, if you like D&D and you haven't seen Critical Role, I'd recommend checking it out. I personally like Campaign 2 best. That's just my personal standpoint. I came in at Campaign 2. I've been more drawn to the characters in this campaign. I don't dislike the ones from the first one, but this is just the one that I feel more involved in, and I absolutely love the entire cast of characters, and I want to draw all of them, and I think Caleb is going to be next, because as someone who also plays a sad wizard with a fire problem, I feel this inexplicable drawing to Caleb, so he's definitely on the list to draw very soon when I get the chance. So this illustration was done in Clip Studio on my Wacom Cintiq 22 HD. I'm still learning Clip Studio, so sometimes I do trip up when I'm trying to fill areas of colour. I might have the colour scaling on wrong and it'll go too far over the edge or not enough, and the blending is quite different to how it works in Paint Tool Sci, which is my old software I used to use. And so it's still a learning process, but I was determined to kind of push through and complete this illustration in CSP instead of going back to Sci like I would have been tempted to. And I'm pretty pleased overall with the result. Backgrounds are also something I really want to work on improving. In the case of this one, I put a lot of detail into it and then realised towards the end that I think it had too much detail and it was detracting from the rest of the image, so I lowered the opacity on the trees and everything and the foreground elements to blend them with the background a bit more, and I think that worked well. But overall, I was pretty pleased with my colour choices. I am going to be printing this as a pearlescent print for MCM and my store. Unfortunately, due to the large amount of pink, the colours will not come out quite the same in print as they do on screen due to the CMYK conversion, which is a thing that happens. I don't think I tend to use pink very much, so it doesn't usually affect me, but with this one it kind of hit hard. So he's not sadly going to be as nice and pink and vibrant in real life, but I'll get it as close as I can and try and do justice to this soft pink cowman who I love very much. So it's a learning process. It's not a perfect illustration. There are things that I would change if I did it next time, but I learnt some things. I'm happy with the end result, and I'm gonna try my best to keep improving. So thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please do let me know if there's anything in particular you would like to see in the future, or if you have any questions or anything, and I hope to see you next time. And if you are at London MCM, you can catch me in Comic Village at table number 229. We don't have a map yet, because apparently 4 days away from the event is too early to actually give us a map. So I can't show you where I'm going to be, but hopefully one will come out. So please come along and see me if you can. I would love to meet some of you all. It'll be amazing. I'm going to have prints, pins, charms, commissions, books, all kinds of things. As much as I can bring, as much as one very small person can carry. So thank you very much in advance if you're planning on stopping by. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!